I'm Matt from Untrained Terrain, and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Athena Valentini. Today our story takes place in Grover Beach, which is located in the southwest of the great state of California. Grover Beach is a city located within the San Luis Obispo County in the southern west side of California. As of 2020, Grover Beach had a population of about 13,000 and is the location of where the Trans-Pacific submarine communication cables come ashore and connect with the North American telecommunication network, which is basically an underwater highway of cables that runs along the bottom of the ocean and connects North America with Japan, Guam, Hawaii, and Hawaii. It's basically responsible for North America to be able to contact these other countries via Wi-Fi, telephone, and cable. Surprisingly, with a capacity of only 128 telephone lines, which is quite impressive. Anyway, Grover Beach is a southwest side California town, and its beaches are great for surfing and it attracts a lot of tourists in the summer. Now living in Grover Beach was 64-year-old Athena Valentini. Athena was born in Buzba, Romania, and she worked as a licensed vocational nurse in correctional health care, so she was a nurse at a jail. She most recently worked at the California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo. Friends and colleagues spoke fondly of her, referring to her as strong, loving, and caring. Athena was the kind of mother who was deeply devoted to her son, Lavente Lazar, who lived in Bloomington, Indiana, where he was attending college. He was a graduate student studying U.S. history at Indiana University. The 26-year-old was studying to become a history major and studied at Indiana University from 2015 to 2017. This would all change when Athena Valentini's boss at the correctional facility called 911 to ask for a police unit to assist him in a welfare check on Athena at her home.
Beach Police.
Yes, this is Officer Cook calling from California Men's Colony.
Hi, how can I help you?
Just calling to let you know that there's going to be two officers conducting a welfare check at South 9th Street.
Okay, is there anything that we need to be aware of?
No, not at this time. Just calling to let you know, just in case something does go awry, that there are two peace officers at that location, going to be in an unmarked car.
All righty, Officer Cook, thank you.
Thank you much.
Bye.
Grover Beach Police.
Hi, yes, this is Officer Cook.
Hi there.
Hi. I called a little bit ago, informed somebody that we're going to be doing a welfare check on one of our
Yes, sir.
employees. Want to see if you can send a unit down here. Based on the information that we have, there may be an issue at the residence. We have to have a unit come here. Her vehicle's here. She only has one vehicle. The vehicle's here. And from a neighbor's description of her daily routine, it's not normal. And she is not answering the door. So I just want to see if we can get a unit here for further contact or possible entry.
Okay, I'll send somebody over there.
All right, thank you much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
She also failed to show up to work for 2 days, which is completely out of character, especially without leaving notice to the correctional officers. So they sent two officers out there, and they also contacted police to assist them on a welfare check.
Welfare check on a registered nurse that never showed up for work this morning.
Oh.
So get here. We know she only has one vehicle registered to her from our information.
Mm-hmm.
She's not answering the door. We spoke with a neighbor. She said the last time she saw her was 2 days ago, but she did hear her yesterday speaking Hungarian. She is Hungarian, and that's all she knows. She said that she has a regular routine. She locks the gate. She's got a small gate out front.
Okay.
Locks it with a padlock. Has a dog that she leaves out front.
Okay.
The padlock's not there. It's unsecure. There is no dog. She said that her son lives in the area. We tried contacting him. No answer.
Okay.
So
no answer with her phone either?
No.
Huh. Any cars? Hers?
This is her only registered.
This is hers,
vehicle.
yeah?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Athena Valentini. Our partner here saw some red type of substance on the blinds, so I don't know if that'd be enough for you.
You guys are scaring the shit out of me. Well, it's good enough if you guys are going to request to check the welfare.
Yeah.
I don't need a warrant. I can just go in. Okay.
So we're not authorized to make entry because it's
10-4. They're requesting to check the welfare. Doors unlocked. This one, right?
yeah.
Did you guys yell in there?
No, we never opened the door, so I don't even know if the deadbolt's on. That's how the door handle's unlocked. Let's see. Here's the red. Could be paint. Could be whatever. Right here.
Do you know if she has any weapons or anything?
Athena's neighbor said she last saw her 2 days prior on October 23rd, 2018, when she was outside walking her dog. She said her usual routine was to take her dog for a walk, and she would lock the front gate and leave her dog outside while she went to work. But the neighbor said she hasn't seen her do her daily routine in over 2 days.
Hello, Sergeant Ravina, Grove Beach PD. I'm trying to get a little more information on your neighbor here at the first department. When's the last time you've seen her and talked to her?
It was probably 2 days ago, and I think I heard her either last night or the night before.
You heard her?
Yeah, she was talking to someone in Hungary, and I think it was her son.
Oh, on a phone or something like that?
No, in person.
Okay.
But her dog's not up front. She usually leaves her dog, her little beagle, out in the front.
And it's a little beagle, you said?
Yeah, little beagle. I think that's the brand. It's a little brown dog. She's about 9 or 10 years old. And she's very well behaved.
And usually when she leaves for work, she leaves the dog on the front porch until she gets home.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome.
Now, the neighbors nor anyone else has had contact or has seen Athena in the last 2 days prior to this welfare check. Now, right off the bat, officers had a bad feeling because the 2 correctional officers that were there before them saw red splatters on the window and asked officers to go inside to check on Athena. They hollered, they knocked, to no avail, so they went inside to check on her.
Police department! Athena! No, it doesn't smell good. Athena! Police department! Athena! Police department! Yep. 11:44.
Now, this is where they would make a gruesome discovery. They would find Athena's dead body in a pool of blood on her bedroom floor.
Item 12. Code 4. 11:44. Alright, just don't touch anything, but it looks like a lot of pills. Oh, wait, no. There's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Can't really tell for slice marks. Sam 6, do we have a David unit available? Okay, yeah, let's finish and then I'll have you guys just stand outside. Just don't leave until I get you guys' info or something. And
No, we're not going to go anywhere.
yeah, we're not going to touch anything. Looking at that, it's I can't tell if she sliced herself or something came out. Okay, we'll just we're clear. Let's go ahead and step out. Yeah, don't leave if you don't mind. Let me get your info, but
Oh, we won't go anywhere, but...
yeah. Until we get somebody to move her, I can't tell how she went.
Copy.
So
You want to check the garage?
yeah, let's go through there. I don't see the animal. So she's got a kid. She has any problems? DV problems? Anything?
No, the neighbor just said that a lot of homeless.
I saw her at work yesterday, or last night actually.
No car?
Negative.
Yeah, that's her there in the picture.
Who's that guy, your son?
I'm not sure.
I would say ransack, but I don't know what she's ransacking about because even her purse isn't ransacked. So if they're going for valuables. Hello? Did you know Athena?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the president of the association.
Okay. Can my partners talk to you outside in just a minute?
Sure.
From there?
Yeah.
Do you know if she has relatives?
She's got a son in Chicago, maybe?
Do you know how to get a hold of them? No.
Not.
When was the last time you talked to her?
Oh, man. It's probably last week.
Okay.
She didn't pass away, did she?
Yeah.
Did she really?
Yeah.
We got cameras, but...
Okay. Well,
Look, when was the last time?
if you don't mind, we'll be contacting you in a little bit.
Yeah,
That'd be okay?
Okay.
She's located upstairs. There's a lot of pills around her,
All right.
but she's doubled over, and I can't tell if it's slice marks, but there's a lot of congealed blood. She's like in a prone position, well, a curled fetal position upstairs.
The neighbor at the very end, extremely helpful. Seems to know a lot about her.
Okay.
Because she's the one that gave us the full rundown of how she keeps everything locked. The dog out front when she goes to work. She knew half of her license plate number.
The neighbor knows a lot about her. And number says that when she goes to work, she leaves the dog outside in the patio area here.
Now, the first thing that officers noticed that nothing was ransacked and nothing was stolen. Athena's purse was still there. The only thing missing was her cell phone. So it seemed like this was not a robbery gone wrong, and this was more of the intent to just kill Athena. Now, officers quickly secured the scene, and they talked to all the neighbors and anybody nearby who could give them information about this. And they were kind of stumped because everybody said they hadn't seen her, and they hadn't seen anybody else go to her home either. Casey Neal, the Assistant Chief Investigator of the San Luis Obispo District Attorney's Office, was the lead investigator on the case. Now, the Grover Beach Police Department, not really having any family or friends to talk to about this, posted on social media in hopes somebody would come forward with information about the case. And they also asked the community to come forward and help to find Athena's dog, who was also missing. Now, the Grover Beach Police tracked down and talked to everybody who had contact with Athena in the day prior to her death. And one of these people was Athena's friend and fellow co-worker and nurse at the correctional center, Cheryl Mankey. And Cheryl thought that it was a former inmate who murdered Athena. So police tracked down and looked for any reports of anything involving an inmate and Athena, and they couldn't find anything that stood out, so that really separated her job from the murder. Now, when Grover Beach Police Department searched Athena's home, they could not find her cell phone. However, the cell phone charger was still plugged into the wall, leading them to believe that the killer may have taken her cell phone. Detectives also found a receipt on Athena's dining room table from UPS at 3:26 p.m. the previous day. CCTV from the UPS store showed Athena alive and well at the time of the recording. She was alone and didn't appear to be in any kind of distress. When another friend of Athena's, Shelby Holmes, saw on the local news that Athena was murdered, she called into the tip line and got in touch with lead investigator Casey Neals and told him about Athena's son, Lavente Lazar, who was living in Bloomington, Indiana at the time. So Detective Neal called Bloomington Police Department and got in touch with the detective and asked him to make a notice to Lavente, Athena's son, about her death.
Hi.
Hello, are you Lazar? Or Mr. Lazar?
Yeah, Lavente Lazar.
Okay, is Miss Valentini your mother?
Yes.
Can I step in and speak to you, please?
My girlfriend lives here, but sure.
Is it, you live here with her, though?
Yeah, she's here and a dog.
Okay, would you mind if I come in?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, thank you.
Oh, puppy.
He's on. Hello, how are you?
Hello, good. How are you?
Doing pretty well. I was contacted this afternoon by the St. Louis Obispo County Sheriff's Department or District Attorney's Office. I don't remember which one.
Okay.
Your mother's passed away. I'm very, very sorry for that, obviously.
What happened?
I don't know. They didn't really give me any details. They just asked that we come and make a notification to you.
Okay.
And then have you get in touch with them.
Do you have a phone number?
I do. I have a phone number for you. I have it written down already. It's Casey Neal, and that's his telephone number.
And you don't have any other details?
No. No, he'll be able to give you any kind of details or whatever. And that's general practice. They don't really tell us a whole lot when it's, especially when it's out of state. They just ask us to come and make notification.
Okay.
So, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much for the house call, though.
Obviously, that's a very hard thing to have to deal with. So.
Yeah.
When was the last time you spoke with your mom?
On Monday, and I've been calling her, and it goes straight to voicemail, and then the voicemail says it's full.
Okay.
But she's been having a tough time with her phone. I thought maybe it was a phone issue.
Okay. Sorry to have to bring bad news to you.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you so much, though. I really appreciate it.
Sorry about that.
Now, when Lavente was contacted by Bloomington Police, he didn't seem to have much emotion about his mother's death. And after this encounter, he would contact Casey Neal, and he told him that he hadn't talked to his mother in the last 3 days, and the last time he seen her was a while ago. Now, Detective Neal took note that Lavente didn't show much emotion considering that his mother was just murdered, so he took that into consideration. And he also noted that Lavente said he hadn't seen his mother and he hadn't talked to her in quite some time, so he did a little digging. Detectives then received a call from HOA president and Athena's neighbor that the surveillance camera was in working order and was motion activated. The footage showed from the day before the murder that Athena was walking her dog, leaving to run errands, and returning home afterwards. She was alone in all the recordings and again did not seem to be in any distress. At 11 p.m. the night before the murder, The camera was activated from the motion sensor and showed an unknown male walking Athena's dog down the street. Detectives followed where the male was walking on the footage and located several more surveillance cameras along the way. 3 blocks from Athena's home was the Exploration Discovery Center, so detectives asked for the CCTV from that night. In the footage, you can see the man walking Athena's dog. When looking at the footage from 6:30 the same evening, the footage showed the same man walking towards Athena's home, talking on a cell phone. Now, the man was talking on the phone in the recording of the CCTV, so detectives wanted to see Athena's phone records to see if they would match up, and it did indeed show that she was on the phone with somebody during the time of this recording. Athena's cell phone records showed her on the phone with a man named Jacob Keith, and the number was an Ohio number. Detectives did some digging and found that the phone was purchased within a mile of Athena's son Lavente's Bloomington, Indiana home. So Detective Neal contacted the Best Buy where the phone was bought and got the CCTV footage, and in the footage it of course showed Lavente Lazar buying the phone. In the footage you can see Lavente Lazar purchasing the burner phone on October 22nd, 2018. The phone was with Cricket Mobile, and Cricket Mobile's phone records showed that the phone was bought in Bloomington, Indiana. It then traveled to Ohio where it was shut off on October 22nd. It was then turned back on October 23rd in Oklahoma City, and it traveled on Interstate 40 all the way to California where it pinged outside Athena's home. So detectives wanted to compare Athena's phone records with the phone records of the burner phone, and after the time of Athena's killing it showed that both phones were with the same person. Detectives, of course, then wanted to speak to Lavente in person, so Casey Neal sent a team of investigators out to conduct a search warrant in Lavente's home, while he himself investigated and conducted an interview with Lavente.
Is that where you were born to?
No, I was born in Budapest.
In Budapest.
Yes.
And you said you went to Berkeley, Davis, and then...
Yeah, so I went to
came out
Berkeley
here.
my first 2 years, and then I went to Davis for my last 2 years.
Okay.
So I transferred. Right. I kind of take advantage of the system. You know, all of the tools are provided to you, but you kind of have to go out and hunt and search for it.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I've been doing, and it kind of pays off.
She texted you on Thursday, on the 25th.
Yes.
At 9 p.m. Okay. And then you've been in Bloomington since then?
Yeah, or just like a nearby area. So one Monday, the day I spoke to her, I've been in like 100-mile range.
Of your house?
Yeah, of Bloomington.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's kind of what I need a little bit of help with, is because, and you've had your phone with you that whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. I was able to get records for all your recent people that have called your mom.
Okay.
And so your number was one of them on the 22nd.
Yeah.
So they came back with those records when I asked from AT&T.
Okay.
And so they showed your phone going to Springfield, Missouri on the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. Can you help me explain that?
Not Missouri. I went to Mount Vernon in Missouri. But that was, I'm sorry, in Illinois.
I thought that was Illinois, yeah.
Yeah, but that's as far as I went. I didn't go to Missouri that day.
Huh.
Or that week.
Really?
Missouri was the earliest time I was in Missouri was in June.
Okay.
Of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now initially, Lavente denies even going to Ohio or even going to Oklahoma City, even though the phone records show that, but Detective Neal decided to drop the bomb that he had him on footage at his mother's home, so he couldn't really say much after that. See, some people think they're just too smart and they can get away with stuff, but really they're just stupid.
And I found another Cincinnati, Ohio number that looks like it was traveling with your phone to your mom's house. And
I don't have another phone either.
Yeah, well, so when I looked at that and I put the two records together.
Oh, I understand.
I have a map from your house to your mom's house.
Oh, to my mom's house?
Correct.
I was not in California this year. Alright, except in January.
Okay, listen to me, Lavente.
I'm listening.
Okay. All those records clearly show it was your Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's video surveillance cameras on your mom's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
I did not.
The video surveillance cameras show you. going into your mom's apartment when she was murdered. Okay? So what I'm here to do today to talk to you is about, I already know that you're the one that went there. Okay? I need you to help me understand why you did this to your mom.
I didn't do anything to my mom.
Lavente, it's clear to me. There's clear as day, unfortunately. We went and bought that phone at Best Buy. You're on video there, buying that phone, the Cricket wireless phone that you used during this trip. I have you on video there. I have your video on your mom's house. I have video afterwards with Athena leaving. Okay?
Casey,
You have to accept, we're past that part, okay? I know it's tough. This is something that's me hard to talk about, but...
No, there's nothing hard to talk about. It's the fact that I didn't...
Explain to me why you killed your mom.
I didn't...
Did something happen there? You know what I've looked into? Listen to me for a minute. You know what I've looked into? It sounds to me like your mom was kind of a taskmaster. And she, I know she was upset a little bit about, your choices for school, and that she would kind of push on you a little bit.
No, but she didn't even want me to go into academia. She wanted me to be a nurse, an RN.
Oh, listen.
Ultimately, Lavente Lazar was arrested and charged with first-degree murder in the killing of his mother, Athena Valentini.
Look, Casey, I can't give you what you want if I don't have it.
When you have it, you just choose not to tell me. This is a choice you've made. Okay? The choice you made to kill your mother.
No, I didn't.
The choice you're making to come up with these bizarre stories that make zero sense.
Wait, but how are they bizarre? Did your team at least found the weed?
See, and the things you focus on,
yes,
are just silly.
Okay, they're silly. But was she dead on the day I arrived? Or
she was dead when you killed her.
I didn't kill her.
You did.
I didn't kill her.
So unless there's anything further that you want to talk to me about and be honest about, I think we're done. Is there anything you want to tell me? Now's your opportunity.
No, I have nothing else to say.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and stand up and take your jacket off for me? I want to place you under arrest for the murder of your mother.
When detectives searched Lavente's iPad and his phone, they showed Google searches such as Lavente Lazar, suspect, Grover Beach, or Lavente Lazar, murder, Grover Beach. And Lavente didn't have much of an argument as to why he was in California, other than the fact that he went there for 15 grams of weed, which is quite a dull argument. Nobody really believed him. Ultimately, a jury would find him guilty of first-degree murder, and a judge sentenced him to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Matter of the people of the state of California versus Lavente Lazar. Probation is denied. The defendant will be sentenced to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation as follows. For his conviction on 10/21/2019 by a jury's verdict of guilty as to count 1, a violation of Penal Code Section 187(a), willful, deliberate, premeditated murder in the first degree, a felony, and with the true finding that the murder was carried out for financial gain pursuant to Penal Code Section 190.2(a)(1), the defendant be sentenced to serve life in a state prison without the possibility of parole.
And it's sad, because the whole motive for this murder was money. Just because his mother was going to leave him a lump sum of money when she passed away and her life insurance, he decided to kill her. I find that really sad, and it seems like a lot of these cases are the same when it comes to that. I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, like and subscribe for more. Thanks.